Sir, shall I start the session? Am I audible?
You're audible, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, shall I start, sir? Okay. I'm starting this session. Good morning to one and all present here. I'm Mrs. Gomati Hari Prasad, Department of Biomedical Engineering, working as an assistant professor in SSI IET College. So today my topic is advancements in biomedical engineering. So first of all, I want you people to understand what is biomedical engineering. So the word biomedical is deals with bio is deals with living organisms or human beings, so biology. And medical is nothing but treatment of illness. So engineering is deals with hardware, software, and it is all about everything. Engineer comes under as a clusters of electronics, hardware, software, instruments. So study of living organisms which deals with the medical equipments, that is the medical equipments which is used to diagnose or treat to the living organisms is called biomedical engineers. Now I enter into the topic. So today I have various list of contents, introduction, and I'm going to tell about what are all the history of medical devices, how the medical devices is exactly evolved, and from the starting first century to up to date to the 20th century, I'm going to tell about the history. Next, regulation established. So, designing a medical equipment is not that much easy. So, we have um, various limitations, various rules and regulations to be followed. So, right from the selection of material to the completion of the product, we have various restrictions to be performed. That too, medical devices, which is basically used to involved with the human beings, so we have various drawbacks also. So in order to rectifying all those things, we have regulatory effects to be followed. So I'm going to tell what are the regulations to be established. Then interesting facts, I have put few interesting points which you people don't know about the medicines in the history which our ancient peoples followed. Then advanced technology. So this is the major topic. What are all the recent trends in the healthcare industry that is evolved by the biomedical engineers in current healthcare field? Then I have going to show you some real time videos based on this advanced technologies. Then conclusion. Let's move on to the introduction. I previously I told you about what is biomedical engineers. Now I'm going to tell about what is medical devices. So medical, already I told treatment of illness. So any problem associated with the human body that can be treated. Then device. Device is nothing but it is a tool or a piece of equipment that is made of various materials and that can be um, perform various tasks. That is called device. So device can be anything. It can be a computer is a device, mouse is a device, keyboard is a device. So similarly, like in medical field, device is nothing but like defibrillator, stethoscope, injection, scissor. These are all also an equipment. These are all considered to be a device. So medical device. These two terms, which is comes together and gives benefit to the patient in healthcare industry. How? By using this medical devices, we can able to diagnose the problem associated with the human body. We can monitor the problem in the human body and we can able to treat for the problem. This three is a major function in medical devices and helping the patient to overcome from the diseased environment. So because of this medical device, it will improve the quality of the life. So overall, we can see these devices are used to improve the quality of the life of the patient. Um, every physician, they cannot penetrate into the human body's uh, they cannot penetrate their eye into the human body and able to check what problem associated with them. But this device can, with the help of this device, they can penetrate into the human body and they can scan, then they can monitor, then they can treat, they can operate the body and cure the problem. By doing all these things, medical devices is very important.
Gomati ma'am, sorry for the interruption.
Hello.
Uh, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, your PPT got stuck in the first slide itself. Are you scrolling the slide or
Yes. Yes, sir. I'm scrolling it.
it's
Okay.
in the first
Anyways,
slide
I'll.
only?
Okay. Wait, sir. I'm doing it from the beginning. Is it visible now, sir?
Yeah, slide
No.
is visible, ma'am. You can move to the next slide.
But I'm moving it. I am making it a slideshow and moving it, but it is not visible. Um,
It's in the first slide only,
okay,
ma'am.
like this I can
Yeah,
change
it is
because
okay, ma'am.
if I put slideshow, it will not. It will stuck in the first slide itself, I guess. So I will do it in manually.
Okay, ma'am. Fine.
So yes, a small brief about what I took previously. I introduced what is biomedical engineers. Then I told about the contents. In the contents, what are all the topics I'm going to cover that I told you previously. Then I gave introduction about the medical devices. Now I'm going to tell about what is medical technology. So medical technology is nothing but it is like applying some science in the sense science can be either a software related or hardware related. So applying the science to solve the problem, to develop a solution to solve the problem. But here in medical technology in the sense to solve the human related problems or human related issues like uh, because of this medical technology, it can save time and it can so that it can save humans' life. So prevention or delay of any onset of diseases can be diagnosed as early as possible and the treatment to be done as early as possible so that we can stop delay of onset of diseases and we can promote a good for the good health of the patient. So, in this modern world, this medical technology, development of this medical technology will help early and accurate diagnosis of health problems, and it is saving time and it improving the outcome. Because of this medical technology, we can able to um, decrease the death rate of the patient. At least we can increase the lifetime of the people. Then innovation of products can replace. For example, if I am having stethoscope in ancient periods, we don't have stethoscope itself. Uh, uh, for checking the pulse, they can just check the pulse rate by their own hand and seeing their wall clock to check the pulse rate. But later it is invented stethoscope. Then it started. Now digital stethoscope is available, so we no need to place earpiece and heart chest piece to place on the patient to check the stethoscope. Simply, if you place the transducer on the patient's body, we can able to get a digital heart rate. So nowadays, these kind of medical devices are developed. So by developing the products, we can replace the older one. Then repair and sustain failing body function. So if a patient is falling on sick, then their immune system, their whole body is become getting tired of. So improving this technology to make them brisk can also change mental stress of the patient. Overall, this medical technology will improve the patient's life and giving a best healthcare treatments to the patient. Now, history. So, if you see this image, you can just imagine this kind of devices, this kind of equipments are used in the operation theaters in previously, but not in today's technology. In today's operation theater, we cannot find any single devices from this image, because every device or equipment in operation theater in 20th century, it is like made of stainless steel, and it should not be corrode, it should not rupture. So we have various limitations for the equipment. This is the first evolved device, 2000 to 5000 years ago. Forceps, knives, scalpels, saws, these are all the devices which is used on that period of time. Needles, trocas. This devices is mainly used for wounds which is caused because of the World War. So World War fights and all happened in that time. No? So in that time, the wound, tearing, cutting, that kind of wounds can be resolved by using these devices. So this is how the devices are evolved. This modern technology, this is how it is evolved. Then from first century to 17th century, um, as I told you before, these devices are used to treat for battleground wounds and received from like because of arrows, knives, guns, cannons, sabers. Because of this wound may happen, then that wound can be resolved by using previously shown devices. In 18th century, this groundbreaking era turns into the medical device and started inventing some therapeutic and medical inventions. That is how the development of modern medicine started. So in 18th century only the modern medicine have started. In this slide, I shown you an image. This is the first operation theater has evolved. So it is like ultimately it's a cleaner operating theater. Just imagine like our six generations before, our grandmother have delivered their child in home itself, not in hospital or not in any private or government hospital. They delivered their children in their home itself. No physician also didn't deliver the child. Only like some other women only delivered. But in modern era, we were like in operation theater itself. We have various divisions: ICU operation theater, CCU operation theater, emergency care operation theater, delivery operation theater. Like we have various as technology improves us, this operation theater is also like various divisions are present in nowadays. So this is the first operation theater. This is a planar operation theater. Once it is developed, this outcome is started uh, creating some impact to the patient. So, like in operation theater, they will what to tell, it lead to the cleaner operation theater in the sense free from bacteria, free from infection. So instead of doing it in home to the operation theater, it will differ. So because of this, it will increase its surveillance rate of the patient. It increases. So that is how this operation theater started famous in front of the public. In 19th century, devices like stethoscope, hypodermic syringe, ophthalmoscope, ECG, hearing aids, this nitrous oxide, this kind of devices are started evolved. See, in 19th century only stethoscope also started evolved. Then in 20th century, this is our century. So here I posted very few lists of devices like a small drop of water from the ocean. No, that kind of proverb is suited because now in 20th century we have n number of devices available to diagnose and treat for patient. Here is very few major devices which I listed here: cardio defibrillator, knee replacements, surgeries like heart surgeries, balloon catheter, disposable needles. These are all very few devices. But in 20th century, these medical devices era have fully developed. And here is a regulatory act. These are all, as I told you before, designing a medical equipment is not easy. Um, it needs, we have various limitations, various we need to resolve all the criteria which under the regulations. So selection of material, from the selection of material to the completion of the product, we are facing so many issues. Because if you are designing a computer, same number of computers are designed, like once you are designed a computer blueprint, then the same computer is manufactured like thousand numbers. But if you are designing a heart lung machine or any bionic arm, we cannot manufacture the same bionic arm like thousand numbers, because each patient body, each human being is different. Like how their character is different, they are from the blood tissue to the organ size and compatibility, it will differ. So based upon the requirement and based upon the need, we have to change, we have to modify the device blueprint. So like nowadays it is easy, but in previously it is very difficult to resolve the issues. That is why these many regulatory acts have developed. So right, 1906, the first regulatory act have started, like Pure Food and Drug Act. Sometimes it is also called like Federal Food and Drug Act. To 2017, they have posted a regulatory act. So as the devices developing, we are adding more number of rules and regulations, limitations, requirements has been done. So that is why these are all the regulatory acts which is performing to invent a medical device. Then interesting facts. Um, there are roughly 1,700 different types of medical devices are available in the healthcare industry. 1,700. Just imagine, it started like a it started from the stethoscope. Now we are having 1,700 different types of devices, and we have 50,000 separate products. Separate products in the sense, various companies, various manufacturers, various dealers. So we have 50,000 separate products. For example, if you take ventilator, we have Philips, one company. Like that, various companies, various modulations, but all these devices are performing the same function. Function is similar, but the manufacturing thing is different. That is why we have 50,000 separate products are available in industry. Then, as I told you, first stethoscope was invented in 18th century. by French physician René Laennec. He is the one who invented the stethoscope in 1816. Nowadays computers are doing surgeries, like robotics are doing surgeries without physician. Major surgeries also to be done in today's world. But in 1960, computers are used for accounting purposes in hospitals. That is the primary function of computer in 1960. But in 2021, robotic surgeries are done using computers without physician. This is the um, era, or this is the development because of engineers. And these 3 points, I know it is a weird points, but I want you people to know how these medicines are evolved. Lizard blood, dead mice, mud, and some moldy bread. These things are used like an ointments for wounds, which we these points which we can't imagine also nowadays, but this is very true. These things are used for topical ointments and dressing for the wounds in ancient period. And for libido problem is nothing but it is a biological factors like testosterone and estrogen level. This can be influenced by using horse saliva. So by using horse saliva, they can influencing this estrogen and testosterone. So in ancient period, women are sometimes dosed with. Then, in Lost Point, Egypt physician, he used humans and animal excretion to cure some remedies for certain diseases and injuries. These are all the medicines they used in previous era. So, which I want to share. That is why I put in an interesting facts. Now we come to the main topic, advanced technology. Till now, we saw the history, how the medical devices are evolved, and what is the first devices, in which year, what is the regulatory factors. These are all the things we saw. Now we're going to see what is advanced technology. We have more number of advanced technology available in 20th century, but because of time constraint, I'm going to talk about three different technologies. One is microchip, then bionics, and regenerative medicine. First one is microchip. So by seeing this image, you can just think about like this chip is available in mobile phones, this chip is available in computers. So we can see it in an electronic device. But you believe this chip is implanted into the human's body, human's various organs, this chip is implanted. So the main function of this chip, what it will do is once it is implanted, it will monitor the particular organ, then it will diagnose the particular organ. It will check whether the particular organ is doing its function properly or not, or any other foreign particle is disturbing the organ. It will check these things and all. Then, if the particular organ fail to do its original function, then the device will help to cure it, or it will do the mimic the function of the original organ. So that is the main function of this microchip. So we don't need to have any we don't need to have nurse to monitor the patient 24 bar 7, because this chip will do everything. Once it is placed inside the organ of the human, it will monitor, it will diagnose, and it itself will treat the problem. So no physician is need to require, no nurses need to take care of the patient. Then the patient itself no need to tell whether he is having this problem or not, because this chip will take care of the patient completely. This is how this technology have developed. This chip is made up of solid silicon with multiples of reservoir. Then it is a three-dimensional, because we need to know all the angles, all the view of the organ. That is why it is designed in a 3D view with some microfluid cell culture. So this cell culture will stimulate the activity and mechanism and response the entire organ. This micro device is a translucent device, so we can able to see the inner working of the human organ. Um, Actually, initially, this device is designed for drug delivery system. Drug delivery system in the sense, a nurse which nurse cannot monitor a patient uh, throughout the day, because sometimes she might feel sleepy, or she might have some other patient to see at the time. If any critical thing is happened to this patient, it may cause some problem. So that is like manual error may happen. So drug delivery system is designed. This drug delivery system, what it will do is continuously delivering a specific amount of drug to the patient through a needle or something. Then it is evolved like pulsatile delivery. Like we no need to deliver continuous amount of injection. We can deliver like 10 minutes. Some amount of antibiotics is needed to the patient. Then for 5 minutes is rest. Then again 10 minutes we need to deliver a particular drugs. Then again 5 minutes rest. So this is a pulsatile delivery. Nurse or any other attender, they cannot keeping on time to deliver the injection and stopping the injection. So uh, drug delivery system is delivered in advanced method like pulsatile delivery. Now it is evolved like emerged as implanted drug delivery. So once it is placed, it will monitor. If any problem in the organ, then automatically it will deliver drugs, or it will mimic the original function of the organ for a certain period of time. That is what microchip in medicine. So here I'm showing you. So here in this box I have specified like liver, bone marrow, gut, heart, lung. Each microchip has different design, because as I told you before, if once you design a device which is not manufactured in 100 numbers, in medical field it is not possible for all the devices. If you're going for bone marrow, the chip microchip is in a different shape and different specification. If you're going for a liver, it is different specification. If you're going for a gut, it is different specification. Likewise, we have various designs and specifications for each and every organ, and each and every microchip specified for the organ will perform the same, mimic the function. For example, if it is bone marrow, it will show the body's immune system, and if it is for liver, it will show how the drug is metabolized. If you place the chip on the gut, it will show you how the drug is absorbed inside the body. If you place the chip in heart, it will show how a drug can perform its metabolic effect and contractibility and conduction. So likewise, each uh, organ will perform its own function. I'm sorry. Next. So here I want to show you a video for the clear understanding purpose. Let me show you a video. Wait. So it is loading. Please wait for a few seconds. I'm showing you the video how this microchip is working in human's body. Sorry, it is getting loaded. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the patience. Patience. I will show you the video. Sorry, I have some issue in showing videos. I'm trying to resolve it. Is it visible? The video is visible? Anybody please tell me?
Yes, ma'am. YouTube page is open now.
Okay, yeah. So I'll show you the video. Yeah. So this is the chip. Actually, we have layers of the chip. This chip help to try to recreate the organ function in a small chip. We have small structure which is related to both the cells and their environment. We have three layers. One is porous flexible membrane where we add some human cells, and we have capillary cells, and we have lung cells. Here the movement denotes the represent like our breathing movement. So one our body how it is breathing, likewise the chip will react. The mechanical force experiencing through this both the sides of the vacuum tube is similar like our body breathing motion. This is the chip. Actually, the sound is not audible. I'll tell you what is happening. So actually, listen, air is flowing and some like infection is injected into the organ. Then WBC, like white blood cells is injected. So this will defense against some bacterial invades. So once the body senses it, inflammation is started due to this infection. Then what happens? It will enter from blood to lung and engulf the bacteria that is shown in the previous. So this is the video which is taken from the microchip. How this white blood cells is accumulated. The chip is detecting the infection. So this is the infection part. The chip is detecting it. Here, that white light white colored movement is like white blood cells which is got sticked into the cell membrane that is shown in the video, which is come out on other side, and the cell membrane got engulfed with the bacteria. So this is engulfed with the bacteria. So this is recorded by using this microchip. So this is what I want to show you. This is the microchip's function, how it is diagnosing the infection happening in the human's body. So this is what mentioned in the slide also, like the bacteria are introduced into this human body and creating some infection. Then the white blood cells is also injected into the human channel and creating infection, and inflammation is started. Leukocytes is migrate across the capillary. So it was clearly shown how the white blood cell is stuck with the cell layer, and how it comes from the other side and engulfs into bacteria. So this is what about microchip. Now I'm going to tell about bionics. So this is the most advanced technology and most impressive too, because by birth itself, many will have lost their hand, leg, or even eye. So they lost like ears. But this bionic technology will help them to feel like a normal human being, because bionic humans also refer to it as like human beings with bodily functions aided with some technologies. Either it is controlled by some technological devices. This bionic have a normal biological capabilities and it is performing like a human body, but this devices is electronic or electromechanical device. This is not like a living, like a living organ user made of tissues. It is not made of tissues. It is made of electronic devices and components. This technology will give you like artificial sight to the blind people. So blind people also can able to see the surrounding, and it is huge for the handicapped person. So if you don't have, if you lost your hand due to any accident, or if you lost your hand by birth itself, this bionic help you to resolve the problem, and it is more durable and more efficient in the organic life. Then it helps in the evaluation of human. So human will feel very happy after placing this bionic device. We also named it as cyborg. Cyborg is nothing but a cybernetic organism. It is a combination of man and machine. So machine is going to place on other end of the human's body, and it is act like the same function. Then it is different from robot, used to repair to overcome the physical and mental problems. Here in this slide, you can able to select in 1960, Manfred Kleiner and Nathan Kine. He combined these two scientists combined the word cybernetic and organisms to cyber. He is the man. He is the one who uh, like placed 100 electrodes, array of 100 electrodes himself into his nervous system, and which is connected with the internet to control robotic hand. This is the first method the robotic hand is designed. So he connected with, so it is like so painful, but nowadays it is not that much painful treatment. And this is the picture which is related with, this is a movie called Before World War II. In this movie, they shown about the bionic hand. This is like man mission mixture, and it is popular science fiction movie. In that movie itself, they shown about the bionic things. This is the bionic eye. So just imagine she is the blind woman. Once the bionic eye is operated inside the human eye, then she can able to sense the environment, like camera which is capturing the external object, and it is transmitted wirelessly into the implant that is implanted in the retina. That retinal implant and processor is simulating the retina, and that electrical signal is sending to the um, visual path through visual pathway to the brain. So the brain will sense the organ and visualize in the retinal implant, so that she can able to view the external object. So this is bionic eye. These are all the various applications in bionic. This is a application of bionic limb. So as I told, due to any during any operation, sorry, any accident, he might have lost his hand. So this limb helps him to capture the object, can operate the keyboard. So it is doing similar function of the human's hand, human's limb. Next one is bionic ear work. So by birth deaf or any accidental deaf, later, this bionic earwork can help him to hear the atmospheric sound. So, how it is working is the sound processor, like mic, it captures the atmospheric sound and it is converting into a digital code. Then, this sound processor will transmitting this digital code into the implanted skin. That sound is entering into the inner ear. Then this implant is converting this digital code and converting this electrical impulse in and sent to the array of electrodes which is positioned in the cochlea. Then this implanted electrode stimulating the cochlea hearing nerve and sending the impulses to the brain. That brain will sense the sound and gives you like hearing feel. So a patient who is deaf can able to hear by using this bionic ear. These are all the various applications. This is bionic arm. See, he don't have hand by birth, but he can able to drink water by using his mechanical arm. This is bionic tendon. So like sports persons who cannot able to um, run faster, this bionic tendon will have the force how this normal leg can put a pressure to run in a relay. Same like that, this mechanical tendon can help them to run a relay. So that much properties are associated to develop this bionic tendon. So yeah, I want to show you video. Once I finish this regenerative medicine, I will show you uh, videos for both the bionic and regenerative medicine. So I'll teach you what is I'll tell you what is regenerative medicine. Regenerative medicine is also called as cell therapy. It is referred to a concept like producing new cells to replace the malfunctioning or damaged cell. Like uh, if I am having a fever, so I am putting a paracetamol. Like medicine, I am putting taking from the external environment. But if I have any organ damage inside my body, I'm taking my like physician is taking stem cells from my body, and they are manipulating it, processing it. Then they are creating like a scaffold. Then the scaffold is injected into the damaged area. My stem cell will cure my problem. So this is called regenerative medicine. Medicine to my own body. Medicine is given from my body. That is called regenerative medicine. So it is referred like replacing the malfunctioning or damaged cell. So development of this effective method um, to regenerate this replacement cells from the stem cells from our own body. So it is believed that this replacing the damaged or malfunctioned cells will fully functional one, and which may be very useful for the treatment therapeutic strategy. So it will help. It is like the statistical report shows that the treatment is very good by using their own stem cells. So likewise, this regenerative medicine have developed, especially for Alzheimer disease, Parkinson's disease, type 2 diabetes, heart failures, arthritis. So this kind of issues, this regenerative medicine is very, very helpful. It is the process of replacing the diseased or affected cells and restoring it to the normal one. For example, like this image will give you a clear idea. First, cells are isolated from the human body. Then that isolated cell, one cell is manipulated into various numbers, that is reprogrammed the cell, and it is again transplanted into the human body. So this is what happening in the regenerative medicine. Like organ regeneration. Here, they shown like the urinary bladder have some problem, so they have some damaged tissues. What happens? They are taking cells removed from their stem cell and cultured to create more. Then once they cultured, it takes some days, not immediate action, but it takes some days to culture, and then the cells is seeded onto the scaffold and grown for 7 weeks. So this is a scaffold. They grown the seeds for 7 weeks, and they are again regrowth, injecting the regrown tissue attached with the bladder. So this what it will do is it will um, cure the problem. Like it will cure the damaged cells and it will replace the damaged cells to the healthier cell, so that slowly their urinary infection or urinary problem may cure. So cell therapy is also similar. Here, like either it is done for both men or women. Cells are isolated and it is cultured, expanded, manipulated is done over here, and then the cells are then transplanted to the human's body. This is totally a in vivo. Sorry, this is totally a in vivo treatment. Tissue engineering is also the same. Here, biopsy of the patient is taken by the physician and is isolated and expanded by like culturing in a lab and culturing using like until we get sufficient quantity, we are culturing the cell. Then seeding and growth. Seeding and growth is like using some proprietary process. We are combining with regenerative cells and some using some absorbable material. Here only the biomedical engineering done some part, like they are associated with creating absorbable biomaterials and shipping to the surgeon. Then Once it is given to the surgeon, it is implanted to the human's body. Um, so this is what bionic regenerative medicine and microchip. These are all the three major technologies which I covered today. The pros and cons of this medical devices. So developing these medical devices, we have both pros and cons. But I'll tell you what, to improve health outcome, we are as early as we diagnose, we can treat it early. So as advanced devices we have, we can do anything. So that is one of the best advantage, and it can more accurate diagnosis compared to the previous method, and it is more safer, more efficient, and it saves time to the people. Then better communication will be there by using these technologies. It will reduce some cybercrime risks also. Then this technology will provide you benefit to the patient and bringing back to them from the threatened. So, like the word, like we gave our best, but the treatment fails. Likewise, it is slowly resolving from that word. Treatment is given, it will improve the patient's life. Likewise, the word is changed in this hospital. Then we have some cons, it's like alarm fatigue hazards. We have some fatigues. Then safety, some exposure dangers from radiation. Due to radiation, they may cause some problem to the patient. Then medication administration errors. This may cause some disadvantage. Then cross contamination from flexible endoscopes. During using endoscopes, if you are like cross contamination kind of issues occur, then it will threaten humans' life. These are all the small disadvantages in medical devices. So I want to, before I go into query section, I want to show you uh, a video which is related to bionics. It is loading. Sorry, it is loading. I'm sorry, the internet is very slow. Please bear with us. Yeah. This is the bionic and bionic arm. So he's by birth itself, he don't have his arm. This will help him to do all the functions, which is similar to that of his um, original hand. See, he can able to move all the fingers separately. See, like his left arm, he can do all the functions. So he can hold the object. So he's talking about this. So this hand is designed in a 3D pattern, like how the mechanical students designing a car or automobiles in a 3D, three-dimensional using software. Likewise, this bionic arm also designed in a three-dimensional 3D printing in a software based. Then it is designed with the manufacturing, so he can able to hold. So this is what bionic arm. I think you can get some clear idea. See, he is holding his mobile phone like the normal human being. So he will not anymore uh, called as physically challenged because he is having his bionic arm. Likewise, I want to show you one more thing: regenerative medicine. small video. I'm sorry, the video might change, I guess. Yeah, this is a video. So what I explained in the PPT will be shown in this video. I'm sorry, video have changed, I guess. Okay, if you have any questions, you can tell me. I'll show what is bionic, and I showed video for bionic and microchip. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.